start streaming right now, like I normally do, trying to catch you off guard.
No.
It's like it didn't work this time, but I have hopes for the future.
Anyways,
welcome.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Bits and Tokens, aka this guy's liver. I don't know. He's trying to get drunk on Monday. It's Monday.
Fully committed to
it's Monday, guys.
Trump crypto because the people, they look forward to it.
No.
Okay, this is something that is very important to the world.
Yeah, Paul liver.
It's not that bad. This dragonberry is not that bad. Okay, it gets you feeling a little warm, and everything's fine. With that being said, I'm gonna check our live dashboard if I can remember how to get there.
So hope everyone's having a good night tonight. It's a beautiful night
or
out here
day,
in.
Depending on where you are.
Well, I'm in sunny, dark Florida right now, so.
Okay.
It's nighttime. So crypto, Tim.
So first things first, I'm actually gonna see if we can get some live viewers right now.
Live viewers, cool.
Just give me a second.
Oh, you haven't logged on to the YouTube page. I see.
Yep, I'm on the YouTube now. We are live, but I'm just gonna go ahead and.
Are you slacking? I think you're slacking.
Link and paste a link to a few places, and just really share this wonderful stream with the world. I think this is something the world needs to.
The world needs to know.
There's a lot of stuff going on out there that we recently found out about. So here we go. Oh, Facebook, come on. Look, see, it fits in the thing now. It's so cute. All right, Tron Crypto live stream. Here we go. So one of the pieces of news that I found out about today, we'll probably touch on this again as we get some more viewers in here. But Coinbase apparently is going to be adding a bunch of assets in the future. And would you look at this nifty little list here? Let me pull that up for the people. Look at this nifty little list they made for us of assets that may or may not be coming soon. Now, at first, I was a little offended because my ZERPs are, as you can see on the bottom there. Then I realized it was just in alphabetical order, so no big deal. But these are some of the assets that they're very seriously considering. They even went so far as to mention in this blog post something about you may or may not see various changes related to some of these assets as we're exploring our different options. So like they're literally saying like you might see pop-ups of like, oh, buy XRP or whatever, but like it's not time yet. They're just testing and seeing. They also said like that doesn't guarantee that that's going to be the next one or even one that ends up making it or whatever. So very speculative, but yeah, they are admitting to exploring these assets here. So ADA, AE, ANT, BRD, CVC, all the way down to XRP, XTZ, and ZIL. So really just a ton of different things that they're looking to add onto Coinbase or for the retail investor. We've kind of been waiting for a while. I don't know what the Coinbase effect is going to look like when there's like so many of them. I feel like that could kind of go either way, really.
You're right, because usually it's maybe 2 or 3 will drop at a time, if that.
Or like 1 or like whatever, and then like people have time to like anticipate it leading up to it,
and
then like when it actually does drop. So I don't know. It's interesting to see what that might look like.
I mean, are they all at the same time or some spread out?
Supposedly it's not going to be all at the same time, but they're just doing it kind of as is, but these are the ones that we're looking at.
So maybe. I don't know. There's just a lot
this, like, I got this article right from blog.coinbase.com. So great place to just look and see. I mean, this is obviously where the news announces first. I initially saw it because I had seen on, I was on Twitter, the Coinbase support Twitter had posted a link to it. So pretty cool, pretty cool. So let's jump back over into the bar for a second.
Oh yeah, I hope you guys like our bar. We also have a waiter. He's gonna be waitressing us our drinks.
I don't know if waitress is the correct.
I'm sorry. A butler, is that?
Maybe.
Is that the other one?
Man.
We should have had a bell. Butler. Anyways.
Gaston. Check the dashboard.
Breaking news.
Audio check. Audio still looks good. Not looking like we've got. If you're watching right now, go ahead and drop a heyo in the chat so I know you're there. Definitely want to hang out with some folks here tonight as we sip our alcoholic beverages, so it doesn't look like we're drinking alone.
Sound a little needy there.
I just want to, interact with the people.
The people.
Nothing wrong with wanting to interact with the people.
No, you're right. There's nothing wrong with that. I like to interact with people. Sometimes. Yeah.
Well, it's looking like a slow Monday night for the bar. As you guys can see, we're alone. So sad. Some of the other kind of, not really news, but kind of something I wanted to mention here on the stream is, bring it up for you guys here in a second. So, scams. We gotta talk about scams.
Oh no. Okay, yes.
I was telling you guys earlier about this during our little mini meeting.
Yeah.
This is crazy. So there's so where this is coming from is there's an XYO, like a fake Telegram group. And that fake Telegram group has like almost 4,000 followers.
4,000 followers? I didn't know it was that much.
It's really bad. And so I actually know someone who got scammed like that. So like really bad. And so basically they link you to this website where it tells you this like awesome news about how you get to, and by the way folks, I'm going to say this so often while I'm reading this out, but this is a scam. Do not go here. Don't try to go here. I'm only here to show you where you shouldn't be on the internet.
That's crazy.
But this is a scam, and I'm going to keep saying that this is a scam so many times just in case you're joining in so that you'll know that this is a scam. So it basically says here like, oh, at the XYO network, we believe that tokens are the most useful and widely used, blah, 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 whatever. Anyways, so it's saying that for every 1 ETH you hold, you can receive 4,000 XYO tokens as an airdrop. And if you do the math on that, it's a couple bucks. It's not bad, you know what I mean? And then existing XYO holders will also benefit. For every 1 XYO they have, they'll receive an additional 0.3 XYO. Again, this is a scam. My XYO is on an exchange. How can I receive the airdrop? You have to have a personal Ethereum wallet like my Ether wallet where you have the actual private key. Here's our keyword. We're getting into scam territory now. It's literally telling you withdraw your XYO and ETH balance from the exchange and put them on your personal wallet. Enter this address, balance, and the steps above to charge your tokens. So let's go over here to claim airdrop. Let's see if they give, some more detailed instructions. So right now you would think, oh, no big deal. It's just, whoopsie, it's just asking for wallet address, balance, and XYO balance. That can't be too bad. So you scroll down to the actual instructions, and here's where it gets crazy. Where is my private key? Here's your private key.
Oh no!
You can copy it here. Give it to us. It's fine. Like, this is so
They're telling people to
dastardly,
put their private keys up. That's horrible.
so low down,
That's horrible.
so dirty. These renegade scoundrels.
Ah.
It just makes me.
So I heard about this and I was just like, oh my god, this is
It makes
crazy.
me so angry when I see this because it's just like, why?
Now that I'm like looking at it, like, man.
Doesn't that break your heart? Like, because there's people that just don't know.
That's horrible.
There's people that just don't know, and they'll be like, "Oh, okay,
Poor
look,
guys.
it has the XYO logo up here in the corner. Everything must be fine." And XYO did say something about people receiving airdrops, and I'm not really sure what an airdrop is, but I want some free tokens. And then you just, the instructions are here too. I can follow these instructions. Look at how easy this is.
All right, so listen to me. If you got scammed, I sympathize for you, but I don't, because if you're gonna put yourself in a field that you want to be a part of, you need to get familiarized with it, and these are things that you should know. Do not display your they're called private keys for a reason, like, I promise you. That's just like the thing. So get educated. That's all I could say, honestly. It's because it's really not that hard.
Right.
It's really not that hard.
So
you're kind of just doing this on your own risk, but I sympathize, but I
feel you on that. So one way that they can potentially get educated and literally have someone's advice and guidance in maybe a holding hands kind of fashion.
Look at that! Wow! Look at our new website. That's so cool.
As you can see here, everything is.
Oh, snap!
I don't want to give away too much, but
that's exciting.
You're all definitely very welcome.
That's
to come
exciting.
Join us here. If you go into the My Account section, you'll find a ton of things. Okay, so you'll have to subscribe to one of the packages to be able to see this, and we have a free one that gives you access to everything that you see here. You can buy very safely using our website. It's set to help you convert US dollars to Ethereum, because I know a lot of our friends are going to be coming from, like XYO, but you can change that to a lot of different currencies. Like I can buy I can buy XRP with USD right from here, so I'm excited about that.
That's cool.
This is where I might be buying some XRP moving forward. We've got a handy dandy converter right here underneath that, where you can convert from US dollar to any specific currency. So if I wanted to see, well, how much USD do I have? If I have 180 stellar. Oh, it's about 20 USD.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever currency it might be. 180 Bitcoin. All these different, and then I can also change where I'm converting to, so maybe it's not USD, maybe it's one of these other, countries. How many euros is that? Interesting. Below that, you get access to news curated from around the web. This updates for you every day, so you can just kind of log in, see what's going on, and obviously across the bottom, our famous, ticker.
Or a ticker, yeah.
You'll obviously notice that's the same one that's running across the bottom of our screen right now, and it updates live as the prices are changing. So you'll notice it'll turn either like green or red as the price updates, if it's going up or down. So that updates for you as you're kind of going around here. And then my favorite part is when you come over here to the support section. See those silver bars there. If you click on the support page, it looks the same because you have all the same buy crypto, etc. But you also have the option. Let me scroll up. You won't be able to see it behind us. I promise. Behind where we're sitting, there's a little button that you can press to actually chat with us live if you have questions. So if you sign up for our silver package, one of us will be there to answer questions for you, and this is all done live. So if you see something that looks like this and you're not sure if it's a good idea, you can come over to somewhere like this, and you can get some support for whatever it is that you need help with. So you won't have to go at all the I know it seems like the Wild West right now.
I see what you did there.
It kind of is.
I see what you did there.
So nice little segue away from that story. If you're worried about,
I see what you did there.
If you're worried about things like this, stay away from people that say that they're experts because they're going to charge you a lump sum. If you pick one of our subscription packages, or rather, if you pick the silver package, it's a nominal fee monthly. And you'll be able to have me sit there and say, no, please don't do it. Please don't do it. And the back end is really sophisticated. We can send pictures back and forth if you need to, send me a picture of the site before I go there, whatever it is. So I will be glad to walk you through it and provide top-notch customer and technical support so that you don't have to go through these things, please. Please, you're not alone. We're here for you. We have a passion for blockchain, so.
That's cool. That's my first time looking at all that website.
So there's a lot.
You did a lot there. I like it.
We were totally able to revamp everything. So I'm really happy about that. That is the new and improved.
That's cool.
You'll also notice right up here, we're running secure, so SSL encryption is there. We have HTTPS now instead of just HTTP. So that means all your account information is encrypted through your entire time on here, so no one else is able to see anything, our chat or anything like that. It's all very, very top-notch security I've added to all this. So I just wanted to share that with everyone and share some of this news here. Have you seen anything else going on in the news recently with the crypto world?
Most things have been about price, honestly. A lot of stuff about crypto price. Also, something about XRP doing reverse something bearish. Some XRP stuff in there too.
Okay. XRP is allowed to, kind of just do what it's going to do for the time being.
And it was saying it was going to do that because of the they're thinking that it's going to take off when it gets listed, and I was like, okay, well,
that makes sense to some degree. What can you do? This is the game that we're playing here. It's a lot about speculation. I've seen charts do crazy things because of FOMO and people just wanting to get in just to get in. Like the XYO charts went crazy. Since I started watching them, it's been up like 400 something %. So that's over like a few months, not even time span. So I've definitely seen crazy things in the crypto world. When things get listed in one place or another, you tend to see, rises. That's why I was wondering earlier about, since XRP is going to be one of those coins that's listed on Coinbase, if it does get listed with a bunch of other currencies at one time, will it still have that
right,
same
will
effect?
it still have that same effect? That's the
Try
question.
to FOMO into a bunch of different stuff? Is it going to go up and then come back down like a lot, like we saw with 0x? 0x took a whole poo-poo after it got listed on Coinbase.
A poo-poo.
A whole poo-poo.
A whole poo-poo.
So that's, part of it as well. That's why when people ask, like, for advice, like, oh, should I buy this? Should I buy that? Listen, I'm pretty good at reading the charts on, like, a 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15, even like an hour and 4 hour chart. But like when it gets to those like daily charts, or like even some of really any chart, like it could just like crash at any minute.
Right.
So like if we're trading together, I could be like, oh, have you seen this? I think it's about to go up real quick, and then we'll get in and get out at oh, this is our first target, whatever.
Right.
Like that part's easy. Just DCA out a little bit, DCA in a little bit, and you'll be fine. But when people ask like, oh, if I should buy this, I mean, I don't know how active you're going to be with it. Or do you want to buy it for right now and just hold it for a couple minutes? I can look at a chart maybe and tell you what I think. But like, are you just going to hold it forever? I have no idea. I mean, you have to look into the fundamental. Like, do you believe in the company? Like, are they going to be around? Do they have a strong development team? Like, what names do you see there?
Right,
like, do your research. You have to.
Right.
And that's part of what I want to be able to, teach people is it's not really enough to like teach somebody how to fish. It's to like teach someone how to learn a new skill, right? Because if you learn how to learn, it's easier for you to like not even just for crypto, like to just take an approach at knowledge a whole different way, right? Like the internet, I always tell people all the time, like there's a whole internet out there. Like I don't usually ask people for information. Like I would just verify it several times on Google. You know what I mean? Not everybody knows how to do that, so I kind of want to show people like, look, you can just search for things here. You can verify your transactions here. Like there's a whole internet out there for you to learn about whatever it is that you want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I think a couple of our videos we did on that, but definitely need a refresh. Those are things that are very important topics.
mm-hmm. We'll definitely have some of that content available for people to check out. You know, probably on the education section of our beautiful website there.
So besides websites, tell me how you feel when people say crypto is dying.
Is
'Cause
dying.
that's been something that I keep seeing a lot lately, and I'm just like, I wonder what Tim thinks about that.
I feel great about it. I feel great about it because that means that we're entering very scary times, right? That means that we're either like fully into the capitulation stage or out of it, getting into the depression stage. Or
Sounds
anger
like something I
stage.
said.
Either I think actually I think it's anger that comes next.
Mm-hmm.
So we're either like switching between the capitulation and the anger stage,
Mm-hmm.
or like we're getting close to that because I see that too. Like then people are just so like argumentative with each other. Like just no, this coin's the best. This one's the best. No, I mean the coins that are the best are the ones that have a utility purpose that the general public at large either can adopt or like enough businesses would be able to adopt to actually sustain what they're trying to do, because that would drive value. Because that's
Right.
the only way these things are. They're not valued by companies because they're not backed by companies.
Mm-hmm.
They're owned in some part by companies, and companies have developed them and will continue to develop them. But like, it's not like a stock. Like a stock, when you have that, it's literally like, is this company going to make profits? If yes, then the stock price will probably go up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If Ripple, for example, makes profits, that's Ripple as a company making profits. That doesn't mean XRP is going up.
Right.
The value of XRP will go up based on if people are going to use it. In this instance, those people are banks. Are banks going to use it? And they sure are. They sure are. There was some really good XRP news this week. But yeah, when I see people getting angry, that makes me happy because that means that like, see, here's my take on it, right? Those people that don't see long term, they're always going to shake themselves out, and then that's going to leave room for the price to go down enough for new people to be like, okay, well, it's not that expensive now. I can probably afford to get in. So they'll get in, and then from there, once the price starts going back up again, the people that got out are trying to buy in somewhere around where they got out, or like even higher, because they just didn't have the patience to, wait and see what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So then they buy back in, the price goes back up even more, and then you have like an all-out bull run again. So like these stages are part of it. Like emotion is a very important thing, and if you can learn to read that emotion from the internet, like oh my gosh, it's such a thing when you finally get to realize, okay, like people are hard down, like really arguing and like really trying to make this whatever argument they're trying to make, and just like calling each other names and all this stuff, acting super childish, and you just see people like, oh, I'm selling it all. That's perfect. Sell it all. Give it to the banks who are accumulating a lot. Give it to the institutional investors who are accumulating a lot. Under no circumstances should you wait for the retail market to open up through like BACT and the NASDAQ is going to do futures. Like you shouldn't wait for that to come around, which it's obviously going to. These companies don't pump millions upon millions of dollars into these projects for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Don't wait for all this beautiful news that you know is coming out soon. Like, yeah, just sell all your stuff now. You're like, it's crazy. It's crazy what people are like willing to do, like trying to like save themselves from, shame of being wrong, and then they end up being even wronger. Like it makes me so happy to have the ledger just always here. The funds go in, they don't come out. They just stay in here. Unless I need like a little bit of ETH or a little bit of BTC to make the videos, because like I made a video recently for
So
XY.
I have another question for you real quick.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the crypto layoff?
The crypto layoff?
Mm-hmm.
Oof, I had my head in the books recently. I haven't heard about that actually. I feel like that might be something I should pull up. What is that?
Okay, so it's a story from the Wall Street Journal, and it talks about how apparently the sell-off of crypto has brought some layoffs.
Okay, I know that the Ethereum Classic development team had to stop developing Ethereum Classic, but there's other teams as well that are responsible for it. Was that part of the story?
So that's what the story gravitates towards.
Is this one the article here?
It could be.
Just want to make sure that was the one that you read.
It's something I've been hearing lately. I'm not sure if you need. I think you need to have a membership to read the whole thing. But I've been reading like snippets from like different people.
Okay, so CoinSense. Okay, well it just says that pictures about CoinSense, but okay. What were the snippets you heard about? Read about?
My chair. Anyways, so essentially it was talking about how these. Okay, so it's correlating the market, which has been obviously not doing so great. In addition to job employment, in addition to, hey, is this something that can be trusted? And having these companies let go of these other people just kind of like made it all make sense, so that now they're reverting the conversation to, hey, look, it's crypto's fault. Like, look what's happening because of crypto. This is why it's dying. So it kind of just like supplements that argument. That's essentially what's being, I guess you could say, presented.
Okay, the market cratered. CoinSense didn't turn a profit. Okay, so basically what it's saying from like my speed reading is like there was a boom, obviously last year, leading like, around this time and leading into January, and so that people just thought they were super rich and like let's
so
just
that
hire
too,
the
but
world. Is that what it's kind of?
So 50-50 yes and no. So okay, so you know how right now there's like a bunch of layoffs going off, right? Okay, so you've heard about that. So because the crypto market is going down, this is, and maybe this is part of another story as to someone else's perspective that kind of also made sense to like what I think it is. Being there are so many layoffs because other companies are having to stop developing and having to slow down production and this and the third, and also the price dropping. Even though there's like, a good amount of growth. They're also saying that, hey, because of all these losses and like, it's kind of also increasing the foot against, its reliability, whether it's reliable or not, because now people are like, I'm going to lose money in that field. So it creates this persona. Do you understand?
I get you.
So
that's annoying.
Do you know what I mean?
That's
so
annoying.
Like now what they're doing is they're taking this and going, hey, look, people are even getting laid off because of this as well. Do you understand?
That's annoying.
So it's making this persona of just like, I mean, markets do this, and it's a thing. And you know what? People in America be getting laid off too. So it's kind of like, hey, it's kind of almost the same thing.
I have the
but
perfect analogy for this. If that's what this story is about, I have the perfect analogy for this. So like, restaurants not profitable usually. Like that's a really hard business to get into. Like being a chef is like one of the worst things, and like you have this vision and you want to do all this great stuff. So being a chef is like one of the hardest things. Like owning a restaurant's really hard to do, especially in this country where it's like there's so much competition and people just go to McDonald's and just pick up a double fatty burger or whatever.
Double fatty burger.
Like, so with that being said, like the analogy is this, right? People still go to restaurants, right? It's not like every single restaurant is always going to die. Like there's going to be some that have proven their value and demonstrated, their worth to the consumer that the consumers still go to. And those restaurants are still going to be able to have franchises and branch off more, and those restaurants will be profitable. So people don't stop eating at restaurants, utilizing the restaurants. So why would people stop utilizing the cryptocurrency just because some projects are dying off? It's a hard business to be in. There's no doubt about that, but that doesn't mean that it's not a business or a field that we need, right? So articles like this, trying to spread the FUD, are just trying to spread the FUD.
That's a good analogy. I like that.
You feel me? I do this a little bit, Try crypto, get the mind, loose and free,
So that makes a lot of sense. That's a good approach to think about it that way.
So that's my couple cents there.
Survival of the fittest, survival of the crypto.
Honestly, yeah.
I see that. I see what you mean there. That's cool. So I mean, yeah. I saw, like I said, a couple stories on it, but it was something that you kind of have to depict, because there's like a whole like underlying meaning that people like think about these things and just kind of like slap them together. I'm just like, no, conspiracy theories, don't do that.
So, here's a little bit of good news from earlier. I'm not gonna pull up this right now because it's on my Facebook, but XYO responded to the post that I made. They said, thanks, we're aware of this and doing what we can to get the group and the site taken down. So that's good there.
Cool. So, all right.
So they said that scams like these are incredibly common, which is absolutely true, which is why I was trying to make it like such a thing. And so, unfortunately, Telegram doesn't really make an effort to stop them, which
that's unfortunate.
Telegram is a company that's based in Russia, so the whole purpose of Telegram is that it's unrestricted, anyone can do anything. So unfortunately, that's a platform where that type of stuff is gonna be a thing.
I see. Okay.
And then people don't do their due diligence, and so it becomes a whole thing. Like I told you, that group has like 4,000.
Those poor people.
So if you are just tuning in now, I'm going to kind of go over again what we were talking about earlier. I'm going to pull that up for you. So obviously there's different Telegram groups for different cryptocurrencies, and they're usually all run by the one same company. I'm not going to mention the company's name, but you'll find that a lot of people that actually run the Telegram groups themselves are not from the ICO or from the cryptocurrency or the blockchain project. They're from this one company that just does the administration work. Again, not going to mention them by name. Anyways, so you'll also find other Telegram groups or subgroups that are created that look very legitimate. Like this website looks very legitimate. And so again, this is a scam. One more time, this is a scam. Don't go to this website. I went here to show you that this is a scam. So they, in that particular Telegram group, which like I said has the 4,000 users, it's asking you to put in your ETH address, your ETH balance, and your XYO balance to receive an airdrop of XYO tokens. But the address it's asking you for is your private key, and it literally walks you step by step with getting your private key. And again, this is a scam. So it literally says once you have your private key, simply paste that into the corresponding field on the form above. It's despicable, just absolutely despicable. And they make you even put in the balance so they can sort you out by priority. Oh, this one has a whole balance of ETH. We got to get this one fast. It's despicable. It's just, it makes me sick. So yeah, that was part of what we were talking about earlier. Just wanted to bring that back up again because it looks like the people from XYO already know about this. So at least some comfort in that.
Oh, my butler's here. Can I have some water, please? Do you want a refill?
Well, I've been taking care of myself over here because the butler wasn't here before.
Yeah, our butler left us.
But let's do this. Let's put these bottles over there, and then on the far side over there should be good. And then Gaston can come over here and grab those, and perhaps when I'm ready again, I can just move my cup to the side there, get a little mixy going on, So, check some stuff here.
Well, anyways, so besides those things in the news,
One of the other.
I've been seeing some things about platforming, some stuff about games, crypto gambling.
Ooh, crypto gambling, you say?
Yeah. I've been seeing a lot of stuff. Like people are trying now. So we knew that cryptocurrency has been an expanding field. Thank you, an expanding field when it comes to gaming. Like it's been expanding. Like we found out like how like our crypto gamer, of course, research department had looked into them because he does his whole little segment, and it's actually kind of like $1 billion industry. And I was like, whoa, that's actually a lot.
Crypto gaming.
So yeah,
$1 billion, you say?
Yeah, it's
already
pretty poppin'. So
wowie.
I've been seeing a lot of things regarding gaming, like lottery.
Here's one that I know of.
There was also like a whole like a pinball kind of like casino like ones that they're doing.
Really?
So I'm just like interesting, yeah. So I mean, I know they're being more intricate with them. Like I know like before it was like little fighting monsters and this and the third, but like they're starting to be more, I guess, appealing to other crowds maybe.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
this is one that I know about because I stay up on my TRX Tron,
mm-hmm.
the Tronix token. It's called Tron Bit. Now it's literally like a chance game. Like you literally are betting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly how it works. I'm not even gonna try to make any assumptions here. But like I've seen people on Twitter like, oh, I made this much, I made that much. This is crazy to me. Like that people are able to just come on the internet and just start betting in Tron, literally.
That's so funny.
Like and like look at this
no.
payout. Like there's so much. It's like such a thing. And so like it's a smart.
That's moving.
It's crazy. It's a smart contract, and so you put in your Tron, and it just randomly will just I guess a number, and then that's your lucky number or whatever. Like I don't know. Like I don't know exactly how it works, but like it's like a betting thing. You just kind of whatever move it over there. Like,
so what happens if nobody gets the number?
I don't know. So like as you like change your prediction or whatever, like you have less of a chance of winning or more of a chance of winning. And so like I get presumably if you always have a 95% chance of winning, not bad, but you bet 10 and you get 10 point whatever, or you can go over here, bet 10 and try to win 985 because of the multiplier. I mean, again, I haven't used this, but I see people on Twitter all the time like, oh, I just won whatever on Tron Bet, and they're over here betting like, a couple thousand, whatever. At a time.
What? Oh, snap. I want to try that. That's cool. I can gamble, right? That's a thing? Huh.
Oh, it doesn't let me put anything because I have no TRX.
That is really cool.
Yeah,
that's
it works.
Cool.
This is on like the Tron main net, so like you have to literally have this thing called Tron Link. It's kind of like MetaMask, I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So Tron Link is basically what links you to like Tron websites.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is a cool little game that I know.
That is cool.
As far as like some of the rest of them, I don't really keep up. Like I have played Ethereum on, but it's just so slow and like I don't care.
Yeah. I never got into the game because of that, but that's neat. That's cool. I want to try that.
So go for it. Buy some Tron on Binance.
Oh, I have plenty of Tron.
Using our link below, if you haven't signed up for Binance yet.
I guess this is actually something I can do in Tron now. Like my Tron's just been chilling.
Yeah, have fun. If you make some money on it, like let me know. Like,
I really should. Gosh, I remember when we were trading Tron.
Yeah, no, I was going hard on Tron for a little bit.
So I'm just like, you know what? I could actually do something with my Tron. True.
Change.
Yeah. True. Okay. All right. We'll do something in Tron. All right. Cool.
So yeah, that's one game that I know of at least. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, these prices you see below us are live-ish. Obviously, there's a little bit of a stream delay, but those are the prices coming from our brand new and improved website. So everything looks beautiful. You should go check it out. But yeah, anyways, let's go back to the bar here and maybe drink a bar. Wonderful.
I have water to my toes.
Not me. I'm drinking adult water.
Adult juice, maybe. I don't know about you, but I still need water as an adult. But I don't need orange juice.
Fine, whatever. You're just. This is beyond the point, okay? The point is. I don't really have a point. So, how about that?
Okay, so another thing that I'm seeing a lot of whys. Like, why this? Why that? Why does this price fluctuate so much? Why? People are. I'm seeing whys.
I like that. That
Why
makes
is
me
this
happy.
happening? You know?
It makes me very happy.
Why?
We need new money to come in. And if people are asking why, that means they don't know the answer why.
Mm-hmm.
So that's either inexperienced traders, which I'm hopeful that's not the majority of them, or new blood.
New blood.
We need some new blood to liven up the market and just get everything rolling along. If more people, like we experienced with the XYO group, when I first got in there, I noticed that a lot of people didn't really, have a full comprehension of, blockchain and stuff like that, and so that's why I, crafted some of the videos I did to kind of help some people out. But beyond that, the price of XYO skyrocketed.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's all people who have the best intentions and they want to, make some money and they want to get into blockchain and they're asking all the right questions. And so the price goes up based on new blood being in the market.
Okay.
And so we need to see that with a lot of the rest of crypto. People need to be asking questions like, what's a Bitcoin and how do I get me a few Bitcoin? Like, we need people asking those questions. That way we know that we're in that stage where it's like the new, because all the people that have been in crypto are jaded. We don't believe any of these runs are the real run. Like, we're in a constant state of disbelief when it comes to that. So I really want to see more people asking questions like that, honestly.
Oh, so here's another one. Okay, so you know how I was talking about the whole thing about the layoffs earlier? Yeah, Bitmain, they got rid of one of their
That's
places.
What happens when you wage war against Bitcoin. You lose money.
Yeah, they shut down operations in Israel.
Oh, man, really?
Yeah.
All right, let me pull that up real quick.
So that happened. Well...
Shout out to Israel, by the way.
Why?
I know that was super random. First of all, Israel, I think is a beautiful place.
It is a beautiful place. Have you been to Israel?
I have not, but
you should go.
I know that the young ladies that they have there are...
If I had $1 for every single time you said such a thing,
They're very beautiful.
Oh, jeez.
They're very beautiful.
I'm sure. They're gorgeous
Israeli
women.
Women are just very, very beautiful. Women from all over the world are beautiful. Like, I love them all. But also, they make some fantastic firearms over there. I mean, let me just say that. The Galil is probably one of the only improvements on the AKM platform I will ever accept. Fantastic gun. You know it has a can opener on the bottom? Or a bottle opener? In case you get thirsty.
That's funny, actually.
Just pop open a nice cold beer. So let me go ahead and pull up. First of all, let me just double check the chat here.
I can't open it. It's hilarious.
Okay, nothing really going on in the chat, but it looks like we have a couple viewers. So hello, say hi if you're tuned in. Let me go ahead and switch back over to that story you were talking about. So, Bitmain closes Israeli Blockchain Development Center, citing crypto market conditions.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was talking about earlier regarding...
yeah, you're right. Apparently, a lot of layoffs, which is...
Well, this is one. Then there was, you got your Ethereum, and then...
Whoa, what's going on here? Hold on.
One moment, please. What happened?
I don't know.
Why are we waiting a moment?
Oh,
Whoa.
that was my fault. Okay.
What's going on?
Yep, I broke it.
You broke it. What'd you break?
No, we're good now.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. We're professionals.
Right. Anyways, so back to Bitmain. So we see Bitmain had a little bit of a fallout, and we see here that this is what happens when you try to rebel against large corporations. Sometimes, like, you can't turn away from Bitcoin. You have to work with the Bitcoin, and these things happen. It's like a failed, not even like they were like a failed Kmart. Like, they weren't the target of the industry. Okay.
Well, they're huge. They're big. You know, China has the majority of the hashing power, thanks in part to Bitmain. So, like, they're definitely huge. Which is why we need more economic boosting in the United States, so we can take back some of that hash power. We don't need all of it. We don't need more than 51%. But Bitmain is pretty big. It might even be the Walmart
Would you say that they're the Walmart
of like hash power?
Well, hash power, yes, but how that's another thing. That industry, people are saying that it's also being Wait, what? What did you say?
Where'd your accent go?
Oh, you like my accent?
But I don't know. It was just I thought I was ready. It was like part of the show.
Anyways, so how much people are actually, utilizing this hash?
A lot. I'm not sure where I would look that up. I know there's a place to do it. Hold on. Bitmain hash power. Maybe I should have probably just left hash rate. So Bitmain back in June was nearing by itself 51% of the hash rate. They might still have
51%. Wow.
Yeah, this was back in like August, June, July that they were approaching, or they had more than 51% of the hash power. So they could literally be up like way higher than that now. I honestly wouldn't doubt they're up way higher than that now.
So now the question is, what exactly made this happen?
Here's the accent. Apparently they're just kind of citing that the prices went down on crypto, obviously. As prices in Bitcoin itself gets lower, it's harder to actually turn a profit with mining, and that's kind of what they do. They make mining equipment and they help people mine. So, yeah, I don't know if this is, really the market per se for a business that majority of the funds they would be earning comes in literally comes in as Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like, they're getting paid in Bitcoin through all the miners that they have. So aside from the money they get in whatever other currency when they sell the mining equipment, but because they make mining equipment and stuff like that, but a lot of their because they mine a lot of more than 51% of the hash power, like they're mining a ton of Bitcoin.
That is true.
And this makes sense. If I was other companies, I would have toughed it out.
You would have toughed it out?
What did we do recently? We've known some setbacks in our days. Did we give up? Did we fire anybody?
No, it's true. You toughed it out.
Or did we move on to different and perhaps even more appealing things? Providing even more value.
That's true. That's true.
Because we have a passion and we really believe in this space, and we want to help other people believe in this space as well. So, when it comes to this cryptocurrency, this blockchain stuff, you gotta be ready for these tough times, because they might happen sometimes. But this literally has to be the future. Like, there's no way. Like, FedEx is working with XYO to some capacity. Like, they've sponsored them as part of the basically the FedEx incubation program for technology. Like, this is gonna be the future. I'm not saying like specifically XYO, but like cryptocurrency.
Right, cryptocurrency in general
is gonna be the future. There's countries that already are using a somewhat cryptocurrency as their main currency now. You know, Venezuela has the petro, which that's not a great example.
I'm so salty about that coin.
Sweden or Switzerland or one of them has a digital currency now as well. That's paired to their main currency, but they'll eventually phase out the main currency in favor of the digital one because it just makes more sense. It makes more sense, and to have it on a public ledger where people could see it, so you can't just make coins out of nowhere. Like it builds trust. It makes sense. I like it. And then the Federal Reserve can just go away, so we don't like the Fed.
The feds. Well, I mean, it's the wave. I honestly thought Malta was gonna do a little. Not that they're not doing a lot, but a little more by now.
I get you.
Just a little bit more. I was really excited for them because they were literally saying, "Hey, you know, we're gonna adopt this into our laws. Where it's gonna be in the White House, and this, that, and the third." And I was just like, "Oh, this is exciting." You know, it's like somebody that just like said, "Hey, let's make this crypto university, this, that, the third." Like they even did a scholarship program. Like they did everything. It was crazy, and I was like so excited for them. And I was like, "Yes, they're gonna do it," but I don't know. They haven't done. I want to see them do more with the currency. I want to see them do more with. I mean, they're doing good, inviting cryptocurrency friendly corporations into the country. Mm-hmm. They're very open and friendly about that, so I like that a lot. But I'm just kind of like waiting on them. Just watching. Got
you. Yeah, I mean, as far as Malta, I think just having the structure that they do in place mm-hmm. to make it such a crypto friendly place. Yeah, don't worry about all that, legal schmeagle, mumbo jumbo. We want crypto to thrive. We want the blockchain economy to thrive. Come out here and set up your business here. I think that's a beautiful thing. From what I was reading, it's not too expensive to move to Malta. Obviously, if you can afford the theft that occurs when you try to leave the United States, it's literally theft. Did you know that you have to pay money to leave the United States, like permanently?
What do you mean?
It's like a expatriation. I forget the term. That really bothers me. I can't think of it right now. Expatriate tax.
So if I want to say, hey, like here's my citizenship.
The expatriation tax. It's an emigration tax on persons who cease to be a tax resident in a country. So, like, I think for the United States, it's like you got to give up 10% of yans when you leave.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Let me see what.
What? So if I say, hey, I want to go live somewhere else, I have to give someone 10% of my earnings that I have?
Yeah.
That's...
The expat tax, yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm going to pull it up. That's a full thing, yeah. You didn't know that if you don't want to live here anymore?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's why I say, like, 'cause this is the thing. Like, when people, like, it's a conversation that comes up sometimes when I have discussions with people about, like,
I was thinking, and it's so ironic because I was thinking about that the other day. I was just like, what is it to like, because I know some people who had to like, in order to become part of the army, they had to like give up their citizenship of like another country or something like that. If they had another citizenship from another country, when you become like a government official, I don't know, but what? So, oh my gosh.
Here, I'm gonna. This is like not even super crypto related, but if you plan to get out eventually, like I do, this might come in handy for you. So yeah, this is from IRS.gov. It's the expatriation, tax guidelines or whatever.
Huh.
So, it's on here somewhere. Whatever the final cost would end up being. I don't know exactly where, but it basically gives you all the information on here, what it would cost for you to leave. So like my point here about that really quick was like people always say like, oh, it's expensive to file to be a citizen of the United States. No. It's expensive to file to not be a citizen of the United States, okay? That is expensive. It's a lot of your money.
That is a lot
It's really a lot. It's like 10% of your past 5 years or something. Like I don't even know. Like, it's some,
What?
It's like some crazy amount.
What if I don't even have that much anymore? What do you mean? 10% of my
amount.
past 5 years.
Here's the thing.
Wait a second. Wait a second. That's technically 40%.
I don't know. Let me go back to Google real quick, and I'm only gonna click on one link if I can't find.
So hear me out, right? So like to move out of the country in the first place and just like go and like be like, hey, maybe I don't want to come back, whatever, is expensive as is. So literally, if let's say I decide to save 10% of my last 10 years earnings by the time I left, if I'm making that same amount every year, and 10% is put aside, and you take 40% of my 100% of all my 10%. I have, after like you taking all that money, I'm only leaving with 6 years worth of what I worked for those past 10 years that I saved, 10% each year.
Something like that.
That's crazy.
Let's see here.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh, I literally flipped.
Requirements 5 years preceding the year of expatriation. Is going to make the world a better place, right? And so that's not to say that I invest specifically in things that are only geared towards humanitarian stuff, but like those types of companies that are going to make it easier for me to do stuff and for you to do stuff and for all of us to do stuff together, those are the assets that are going to be used. Coinbase knows. Coinbase is picking up on some good assets as of late, or they will soon. That was a story we talked about in the beginning. I'm not gonna lie, I still don't know what Cardano does. I have no idea what ADA does. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I really just don't know. It's one of those things, like, I just don't care to look up. Like, the spelling of restaurant. Did I ever tell you that? Like, for like my whole adult life. Like,
you know the spelling of restaurant. I did that with business. I'd be like business. I'd sound it out sometimes. I'm just like, if I'm writing really fast, like I don't know, just like I type like that. Like sometimes I'll go I'll backspace, correct myself, but like when I'm typing, like I'm just like, oh, I'll fix it later. I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, Cardano is just one of those that like I like them because like when I first found out about them, like I was reading some stuff and they're like, oh, all of our stuff is going to be peer reviewed by educational experts and this and that. And I was like, oh, cool. So whatever they end up doing, it'll be great because it's all peer reviewed by, smart college people. But like, I don't know what they do. Like, I don't know the stuff that they're trying. Like, what are you trying to have peer reviewed? Like, we're having peer reviewed the fact that we're going to peer review things. Like, what are you, Tron? Like, you're about to make an announcement of an announcement? Like, what do y'all do? So I just lost interest after a while.
Oh gosh.
That's my fault for being super negligent. But like, some of these other stuff, these other tokens, like, I can't believe Golem is still around. Golem was supposed to be really cool, but I literally cannot believe that they're still around.
Really?
So Golem was one of the ones that I actually really liked for a while. Like, your computer stays here most of the time when it's not in use, right? So what you could do with Golem is rent out your CPU, GPU, whatever, your processing power.
I remember you telling me about that one.
And then you'll get paid in the GNT token or whatever. Then obviously as the value goes up for that, cha-ching for you or whatever. So like, it seemed like a really great idea. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it seemed like a fantastic idea for a while, and it was something that people were talking about a lot. But like, I don't hear about it a lot. I don't hear about it a lot anymore.
Yeah, no, it's phased out.
So, some of the.
I remember hearing about it initially, but that was it. Just.
Yeah, looks like they're gonna be listing EOS. That's. I still have my qualms about EOS that I still can't access to literally this day.
Oh god, yeah, your EOS, your poor EOS. It's lost in the space.
It's all the way lost. That's so sad.
It's lost in the space.
So sad.
And nobody can access it, not even EOS. Oh no.
That's crazy. Loop Ring. Let's see here. Decentraland. I think that's the one where you can like have
Decentraland.
Virtual real estate or what have you.
Virtual real estate.
Augur, I believe, is another one that's supposed to be similar to that. Or I could be totally mixing that up. I know Tezos, there was a falling out. There was like a hard fork with Tezos requiring like KYC, and then
I see.
They were trying to split into Tezos and Tezos Libre, which is cool. We got XLM and XRP on here, which
What about that Stellar though?
I don't know. How do you feel about Stellar?
How do I feel about Stellar?
The IBM partnership, fantastic, but like beyond that,
So I feel like in terms of the way that Stellar is going, I feel like right now they're like an XYO. They're at their building stages.
okay.
Like they're starting to do things. They're starting to get partnerships. They're starting to reach out. Even though they've been trying, and that's why they have a community. Just kind of like XYO has a community. Like they've been trying, but like it's like now they're like, all right, well maybe now we're ready for takeoff. So you know what I mean? So it's like just
Like
give them some time. Give them some time.
I like
competition is healthy.
I like the difference between XRP and Stellar, right? Or XRP and XLM, because XLM exists as a direct opposite of why XRP exists.
Mm-hmm.
So XRP is for the banks to send money to the banks, and XLM is supposed to be banking for the unbanked. It's supposed to make
banking for
it's
the
supposed
unbanked.
to make it much easier
yes.
for like I saw like a documentary of how certain like cities or like areas of like Africa, for example, like skip over certain things. Like they completely skipped over like telephone and like postal service and went straight to having smartphones. Or like they skipped over having like like home computers and anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't get desktops, they didn't get laptops. They went straight to smartphones. Because it makes sense. They're small, they're portable. It's easy to ship a whole bunch of them into an area, and then slapping up the poles for communication has to happen anyway for you to grow as an economy nowadays. And so like they skip straight to that, to the wireless, to the cell phone stage. And so they might do the same thing monetarily speaking. They might literally skip over
and just go straight into cryptocurrency
and go right into crypto. And so that's where kind of like XLM would come into play, and then obviously the value would significantly rise as more and more places like that are using it. So that's pretty cool too. So having a hedge of a little bit of XLM might make sense. I might buy back a couple. I've never had like a ton of it, but I might get 1,000 of them or so and try to just see what it do. Maybe 500, maybe 1,000's pushing it. Maybe 500 just to kind of get my feet wet. But I
dip
do
your
love
toe in the
XRP.
water.
Looks like we got some
yeah, we got some
on.
talk here from Crypto Angler.
Crypto Angler.
Yeah,
do you fish?
Do you
question?
fish? Maybe. He was talking. Okay, so yes, Stellar is fast international payments. Ripple, like, yeah, of course. Just kind of touched upon that. Check out a list of top 100 cryptos explained in one sentence on HackerMoon. ADA is called Smart Contracts Platform Overhyped.
Okay, so they're just doing smart contracts, but they're peer reviewing them so that they're super cool smart contracts. This is the thing. ETH already exists, and I hate to keep saying this because, like, I mean, anyone can make a crypto that does smart contracts, but ETH already exists, so you would have to be not only better than Ethereum at smart contracts, but you would also have like the people using you to make it all make sense in the end. Otherwise, Ethereum can literally. One of my favorite lines from Shark Tank is Kevin the bald guy always says this. He's like, what's stopping any other company from squashing you like a bug, or the cockroach that you are? I think is the way that he words it, and that's always stuck in the back of my mind. Like, what's stopping ADA, or what's stopping ETH from squashing ADA? Like your contract, your smart contract, everything is going to be peer reviewed, and that's beautiful. But this is like an open source space, so like at the end of the day, I can implement some of those same features if I'm an Ethereum developer that you can. So like, since Ethereum's bigger anyway, who really needs another,
Right. Yeah.
Like IOST, like with the Tangle and all that, like.
friends are leaving us.
I fixed it. I'm back. I fixed it.
Yay, fixed it. So let me pick up where I dropped off. So when you guys are trying to figure out, you know, what to invest in exactly, you need to read the white papers and do a fundamental analysis of your company or your product and what they have to offer. Because that's just so important. Like, you don't understand how important it is. It's ridiculously important, because if you don't understand what you're buying, that's like going to
and you end up buying KYC not legal.
Like, you need to understand that you, if you don't know what you're investing into, and if you don't know the background, that's just like, hey, it's like someone says, oh, hey, like, you know, you should try this thing. Like have you ever been part of one of those like period scheme companies?
Me personally,
like have you ever heard about it? Like, people who like don't believe in a product, they're like, or like their friend told them to do it, and like, yeah, I'm gonna sell protein shakes or whatever. But you're like, you know, like, you're not into that thing. Like, you can do something maybe if you're into something, but you're just like not into that thing, and then you just end up like fading out. You know what I mean? Like, it was just not for you. But it's like, you know, like, just don't jump into something. Like, make sure you know what you're doing, what you're reading, what you're buying, what you're investing into, because if not, nothing's gonna make sense.
Right.
Nothing's gonna make sense.
Well, I agree with you. Nothing really more to add there. If you are not reading, maybe I'll add that you should. I know one of your favorite things to do now is to like look people up, like the CEOs and all that stuff. Like you do a crazy.
I'll look into them.
A crazy fundamental analysis. You really like go look and see people's past jobs and stuff.
You have to, if you don't know, because like they'll just come out of nowhere. So it's like that company that you found that was like operating, like, what was it, when we did the KYC stuff, they were like operating out of Russia for like God knows how long. So it's, you know, it's one of those things where if you don't look and if you don't know, you're gonna miss out.
So let's switch back really quick to the coins that are going to get listed, because we did a video about status. We didn't do a video about status, but we did purchase status for one of our videos, starring you. That was that coin that basically has its own like whole ecosystem. You download like an app and you get to interact with a bunch of different dApps. I don't know why there needs to be so many like dApp things.
dApps.
It just doesn't.
That's like my favorite acronym, dApps. I love that. That's like my favorite.
Maybe it makes sense. So like if, you know, one platform or another is not. Maybe I can liken it to like Nintendo and like Sony, how like there's PlayStation and there's like the Xbox or whatever.
A few, like but not too many.
But the thing about it is though, like on platforms like that, there are, you know, some games are exclusive, but then some games come out on either or like on both of the platforms, right? So like maybe in the future we'll see different dApps on a variety of different platforms. Maybe they'll be on Status, and they'll be on, you know, Neo, and they'll be on EOS, and they'll be on Tron. I don't know. That could be a thing.
That could be a thing. They could be on, like I said, a few. It's still a few. The point is that it's a few, not too many.
Right. At very least though, Coinbase, because Coinbase has like investors, so like they have to make their investors happy as well.
Right.
So if they're planning on listing these, I'm sure that there were boardroom meetings about which ones are going to be accepted, because they have like a whole listing process. Like that's, you know, obvious or whatever, but like somebody had to, you know, okay all of those, and they had to talk about it with, you know, some of their high level investors that are active into, you know, blockchain and whatnot. So I'm assuming that all the investors probably looked at all these and thought, hey, this stuff all looks great. Like Civic, I think, is one of those that's supposed to be for like publishers, like content owners. I think Engine is the one that Token Gamer would probably explain it better than I can, but it's something about all those crypto games. Crypto games are supposed to be on there.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Oh,
MFT.
Dav has joined us. Welcome, Dav.
MFT. Which one's that one?
MFT mainframe. I don't know.
Mainframe. I want to know what the one that looks like the pizza is.
It's a DApp platform.
A DApp, yeah. That's honestly something that's becoming one of the most main ones. I keep seeing a lot of people who are DApp.
Like a pizza. Hold on, what?
The one next to it's like what's it, Mama? What does that say? Mana. There we go.
Decentraland. If I'm not mistaken, that's the one with like virtual real estate, where you can like have real estate.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's the one you had mentioned earlier. Okay, yeah.
If I'm not mistaken,
virtual real estate.
We'll look it up in a second, but yeah, it's like a virtual world, I think, where you can like buy different properties. You could advertise there if you wanted to, if it's a popular area, or like however that would end up working. You could have a store, a house, whatever. You could just role play, I guess. Let's see. Chat looks like it's kind of going off. Let's take a moment here.
They're just asking. We're talking about the coin. Yeah, we are talking about these coins. So, what other one? I mean, we know our basics. We got our. Okay, yeah. We already went over our basics.
I was right about Decentraland, and then. Yeah, we're talking right now. We're talking about the coins that Coinbase is listing, and then earlier we were mentioning a scam that I was able to kind of catch today. A little bit late, I may admit, but I was able to catch a scam going on with like the XYO network, not the actual XYO network itself, but just be careful when you're out there on different Telegram groups, because I found a Telegram group today that is telling people to go to this address here or this website here, and it's basically literally telling you to type in your private key on this website and tell them how much Ethereum and XYO you have to receive an airdrop. And, well, obviously you're not receiving an airdrop because you gave somebody your private key and they're going to run away with your money. But I was just kind of going over some of that earlier as well. So yeah,
but in other news,
virtual reality, real estate, I guess you could say. Some of those applications could be very interesting in the future, and I did read about some property on Decentraland going for like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's like average real estate
record, and it was just like this crazy thing, and I was just thinking like, man, like the same. I'm not gonna lie, like I had the same feeling about all those virtual reality cryptocurrencies or virtual real estate cryptocurrencies that I did about Bitcoin in general in the beginning. And like I'm probably wrong about that too, but like right now I just can't bring myself to try to own any of that, because like I don't know, like my Bitcoin story from back in the day is just I've seen Bitcoin for the first time when it was at $2, and I was like, well, I don't want to buy any of that internet money. So I just didn't, and the price went to $7 like a week later, and I was like, oh, well, if it comes back down to $2, maybe I'll buy it. And then like $20, 21, 30, 40, the moon. So like, $20,000.
You think you'd learn by like the time it starts, like maybe going up kind of a lot.
I felt that same. I had that same feeling, which like I should have known in my gut that meant that it was a good investment.
Yeah.
Because if I'm totally against something because I can't see how any rube would want to use that, it doesn't make any sense. We already have real estate. That's why it's called real estate.
So no, because I mean, like, okay, so I really like the so is this supposed to just like display it? Like, am I just supposed to like see the real estate virtually? Like, can I purchase the real estate? Like, is it like a real tour? Like, do you know what I mean?
Let's do two things. I'm gonna look it up. We're gonna switch back to the bar, and then hopefully our attendant understands that when we switch back to the bar, perhaps maybe somebody might need a refill.
We need a bell. I told you. We just need a
ding ding.
You gotta slap the table.
Gaston.
That's what you do in Caribbean countries.
On the other
I'm just
street
kidding.
here in the background.
Anyways, so yeah, that's what I want to know, because I know of a company who did that, the one that we had interviewed, and a couple others. Like, I've seen it a couple times where companies, they do real estate, kind of like Deepcoin, where you can get a realtor who will work at 1% rather than 6% of your sale cost for the house, and that's pretty cool. Like, 6% of a house is kind of a lot, and that's like literally nobody's role. Like apparently there's an association, and like all the real estate companies that you see, like the realtors, like they're all one big large company apparently. Like they're just all broken up in disguise.
Most of the main companies are like all part of like Remax or whatever.
Yeah. I was just like, so what? Crazy. Like it was crazy, but
so crazy.
Like literally, like there's a whole association. You have to pay money into the association and to have access to even the real estate itself. And I'm like, what? The craziest part is like
when you're a realtor. He was explaining when I think it was Matt, and he was explaining. Yeah. He was talking for a minute about like all this stuff. I think he was saying that it's the realtors themselves that are uploading all those listings, but then you still have to pay to access all the
right.
Like, what do you mean? So like we're the ones building this whole thing out
exactly, and you have to pay into it. Exactly.
So I think that's a little bit different, because Decentraland is fully like a virtual thing, right? Like I'm gonna pull it up here in a second. It's fully virtual, so like the real estate doesn't actually exist. It's just like it's in Decentraland, I guess, is like what you could call that virtual world.
Oh, you know what? I've heard about this. Oh, okay, yes, I heard about this. Like, you buy your own virtual property. Like, I heard about this. I've heard about this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's actually hundreds of thousands of dollars, you say. Hold on.
some
that thing just got back to me. Like, I remember you said that. Oh, my God. What?
Yeah, that's what I was
saying. They're buying
like,
virtual space for hundreds of thousands of dollars?
Literally.
What? Like, I'm sitting here like, okay, like, you know, like, I know companies, there was like this company that did like that timeshare thing where you can like buy fractions of a property or like whatever. But like, I'm buying virtual land for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right. So like, okay, imagine it this way, right? Like, you know how like when you make a new cryptocurrency or whatever, like you put in the contract or whatever that there's a specific cap on how much. So there's a specific cap, I believe this is how it works, on the amount of land that there is.
Okay.
So as the platform itself becomes more and more, gosh, I'm thirsty.
I'll pour you a drink.
Where is that? This is.
It's fine. Anyways, about our cat. So I guess it works kind of like a country. Like a country, you only have so many lands of people.
Right. Like let's say America was Decentraland, right? There's only so much of America. Like it's not like.
Looks like we ran out of some of this. Our bartender's not very good.
You know, hey, bartender. I mean, it's.
Well, I guess it's sufficient.
The tip is just gonna not even be a thing.
It's fine. It's okay. It's cool. Anyways, so back to
So as it becomes more and more of a used thing, obviously, like all the space is gonna get bought up. And you can't just.
And you can't be a part of that community anymore.
Right. So you're gonna have to. You know, can I get something a little bit stronger here?
Oh, look who showed up.
A little, gosh.
Anyways, so I understand. So I mean, how many people are really interested in being part of this virtual community? Like, what do you do in this virtual community? Like, in this virtual land? Like, what can I do with it? Can I store things in it?
Watch, check me out, right? Some of the cool applications that I saw that would be useful in this would be, let's say you have a store of some sort, right?
Okay.
And you want to sell goods to people. One of the applications that I saw, I don't know if it was on Decentraland or if it was somewhere else, but you basically were able to like virtually walk into a store, like literally look through the racks, I can see the different, options of clothing, and then take it to a virtual fitting room where you would stand up or whatever, and you could like literally see what the clothes look like on you.
Okay.
You were like, and then you would be able to, okay, I want to buy that, and you could either pay in whatever the token was, or you could pay in US dollars, whatever it was. So that might be an option. Or if you don't even want people to be able to pay, you just want them to be able to virtually try things on before they come in. Imagine a world in which you could have somebody virtually try something on, and then know who they are when they walk into your store. And be like, oh, you're here because you tried on this and this and that. How did you like it? Oh, I think it, would look great on you as well. Here it is. We already had it ready for you. Bingo, bango. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think that would be a cool application for it. But then just advertising in general. Like, The Sims is a very popular game. Imagine if Nike and Gatorade and Under Armour and all sorts of other sports things that apparently is the only advertisers I can think of right now. Like imagine those companies just having a billboard. You know what I mean? Because that type of we're getting mixy. Okay. What do we got here? What is this? What is this, bartender?
Anyways.
Is that champagne? What is that?
Champagne.
Okay, we got some champagne and some,
you were in the middle of a sentence, my friend. Right, I was learning.
This is drunk crypto.
Oh God. Anyways, so
there feels like there's a lot going on here, and I'm okay with that. I'm gonna call this a honey badger.
So anyways, so it looks like there's a.
Woo!
So what you're explaining kind of gives me a mixture of things.
Well, let's look in. It says that it's a virtual reality platform powered by the Ethereum blockchain. Users can create, experience, and monetize their content and applications. That's like a really good sum up of all the stuff I tried to just say there, I think. I'm not here to toot my own horn, but beep beep. I'm just saying.
I mean, I suppose, like, that would... I want to spend my money on like my own house first, then right. I'll get a virtual community. But like, will space be out? Like,
So we set producer, who is a different person than the bartender, I promise. What's going on?
So apparently some guy bought a virtual club for $6,350. $6,300.
How many thousand? How many dollars?
635,000. 635,000.
The thing about it is I hear you, but I can't be hearing you correctly. What did you just say to my ears right now with your face? What did your face say?
This virtual nightclub in Europa, Entropia? Universe.
Is that the one that...
Entropia Universe? Is that what it is? The Entropia Universe. Was originally purchased for $100,000. However, after some increased mining activities, then driving it up and sell multiple parties. Interesting. That is some amount of money. Huh.
Crazy. We've got somebody in the chat asking about...
So, I mean, so if I buy, okay, so is this like kind of like property increase? So if I buy a property and there is, let's say, this surcharge of mining, do I now get an increase on my virtual property and sell it off and like make, like, that's a ridiculous jump. He bought it at 100,000 and it surged up to 635. That's crazy. That's a huge jump.
First of all, hold on. The fact that you bought it at 100,000 astonishes me. The fact that you then sold it.
So yeah, that's okay. What? So yes, I understand. The initial buying itself is just like what, but
that's
like
crazy.
But like the profits, what?
That's crazy.
Huh?
This is not okay. This is not okay. I need a moment here. First of all, we're going back to the bar for a second because I need a moment to just really collect my thoughts.
That's pretty. Listen, like that's something, man.
Here we are back at our bar. You may or may not.
The more you learn, I didn't know that.
I'm not okay with that. I am not okay with that.
You're not okay? Why?
That is a lot of money for nothing. It's not real, and I'm scared. That's crazy.
I mean, you gotta try, don't you?
What is the chat saying about this? Because that's crazy. This is crazy.
What is VR platform? What VR platform is Decentraland on? TCH Hive or Vibe? I'm sorry. Yeah, the VR land is the last thing I would invest 100K.
I feel
exactly.
you on that. So I'm glad that someone else also feels you.
Yeah.
Like that's so crazy to me. Like have you ever seen me wear a VR headset? Like I won't do it. I will not do it.
I don't know, but that's like a swing of money, man. Like I feel like people do it just to say they have something. Like, just to say they did it, and because they said they did it, and now someone else wants that thing. Like, it's something that's so rare. Like, you know, it's like having something that's like limited edition. Yeah. Like, because it's limited edition, like the value just drove up so much, and it's so rare and intricate that someone else also wants to say, like, you know what, I want to have that thing. So then they go, like, you know, and try, like,
I will sell you that.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, hey, you want a virtual club? A what? A virtual club? A virtual club? What do you mean a virtual club?
Hold on. So a virtual club,
what I mean?
Just to double check on that, does that mean that people could go in and virtually dance there? Like, what? Did you sell virtual drinks? Like, what was the virtual point? Like, this is so crazy. I literally cannot. This is so crazy.
That is funny.
I have questions. This is crazy.
I'm sure you might not find some answers.
Oh my God, I should have scrolled down. I should have scrolled down. Oh, we gotta switch back to the
What'd you find?
Some info about Decentraland.
Some info about Decentraland. Okay, let's read it.
Oh my God. You can create your own piece of the universe. You can purchase land, creating an immutable record of ownership through the Ethereum blockchain. No one can limit what you build. What do you mean? What? That's so crazy. I might get in there.
So what if I just build a bunch of, like, child, like, labor houses and...
You'd be able to sell for whatever you want.
Whoa!
Jeez. I'm not gonna break your stride.
Oh my God. That's horrible. Oh man.
Ain't nobody gonna break your stride. You can get in there and do whatever you want.
Oh man.
Child labor camps, here I come.
No, oh my God, don't say that. Those poor children.
Oh man, they're children of the blockchain. They're not real.
They're children of the blockchain. I hope they're not real. Poor children. You can
test drive a car. You could start a business.
I feel like that's what your imagination is for. Do you know what I mean?
Pay real money to convert your real money to Ethereum so you can use your imagination.
I mean, kind of. So I just want to know, is this like, you know, like, do I have to, like, you know, make believe these things? Are these things, like, actually, like, happening? Like,
it's on the blockchain. And
like, am I wearing it? Is there, like, a headset I wear and I could, like, you know, like, visit, like, something and, like you said, like, I can purchase stuff in VR.
It says a 360
you know what I mean?
Virtual world, and it says you could start a business. So, like, you could attend a workshop and shop with friends, you know what I mean, and test drive a car.
Like, test drive a car and, like, purchase this car. Like, what am I doing? Like, am I supposed to be sitting there, like...
Alright, so look,
like, you know what I mean? Like, what am I doing?
It says that it's a public virtual world. It's ruled by open standards and shielded from the agenda of any central organization, okay? It also says in Decentraland, users have full control over the content of the land they own, and they keep all the proceeds from the value they generate. Uses blockchain technology for an unforgettable or immutable record of ownership. That's fire. I like that. I like what they're trying to, you know what I mean? Look at these people. Why does that happen? I didn't do that. I swear I didn't do that.
You break it again?
No, they lied.
They look cool. Philippi.
Oh, cool. They're partnered with Trust Wallet, which means that technically they're partnered with Binance to some degree. Because Binance now owns...
Are they really partnered with Trust Wallet?
I mean, Decentraland's a really big one. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they would just have a lie. And Trust Wallet is another really big one. So, like, Binance would be like, no. Like, CZ is very outspoken. So, like, that... CZ is a great guy. Changpeng, that's my guy.
Okay. Good. No, I'm not doubting Trust Wallet. I just, like, you know how, like, sometimes companies just kind of slap things on, and sometimes they, for some reason, get through the cracks. Just want to make sure that these are not getting through the cracks.
They're not a security because they didn't have an ICO. They had a Terraform event.
A Terraform event. Wow.
Who else had a Terraform event? That's fun.
Wow. That's what we were talking about the other day, the verbiage that they use.
They are smart.
They are smart. Look at that.
I like that.
We had a Terraform event. No sec here.
Full-fledged 3D world happened in the Silicon Age. Okay.
cool. I like the way they laid everything out. It looks nice.
That's cool. They got a lot of stuff going on here. That's cool.
A friend of mine has a parasail and made a small house. He put his MLB, which is I think the Major League Baseball crypto league, the trophies in his crypto kitties. Interesting.
Okay.
So, cool.
Hey, I mean, hey, I don't even know what to say about that. That's crazy. There's like a whole just world out there that you can just, be a part of. I'm okay with that. You know what I like doing? I like going for walks in the real world with my real feet and my real legs. Put some gas in my Chevrolet legs and just.
What
cruise.
if somebody doesn't have legs and they want to walk around?
Oh my God, I feel so bad now. Wow. Thanks for making me a terrible person.
No, you're not terrible. It's just like.
Really appreciate that.
Like, what if you couldn't go outside? What if you're like maybe very large or you can't get out of bed and what if you just want to go outside and see something and you're just like, wow. Look at that.
I am truly sorry. Regarding that.
Mhm.
Aside from that, I don't know. So let's see here.
It's okay. We forgive you.
Other chat situations. I'm gonna just pop in there for a second. 33 feet by 33 feet, and there's no limit to its height. A skinny skyscraper. That's cool.
33
no
feet by cool. 33 feet.
Dab, rather buy a real house. Hey, me and you both are triple.
A skinny skyscraper. That's actually kind of funny.
Let me look at some of the other currencies that I might not know a whole lot about. We have Poe. I know what Poe is. Poe is
what's Poe?
Kind of like Civic, because Civic is for like publishers, but Poe is for like it's literally called Poe.et, like poet. So it's literally for like not just writers, but like music, content ownership.
Okay.
They already have a thing that does that, but I guess Poe is like
I think I heard about
system to it.
I
never really looked too much into it, so let's go to Poe.et and see what comes up. And then let's leave the bar for a second here. So Poe.et is a decentralized protocol for content ownership, discovery, and monetization in media. Okay, so I guess they're just all media. I for whatever reason, I thought this might have been the one that was music-based at first.
All media.
What is that one that's music-based? There's one that was trying to compete with like BMI and ASCAP, if you're familiar with like the music industry.
I heard about that one too. I know exactly what you're talking about, but it doesn't come to mind.
ASCAP, is basically like your publisher's rights to the music that you make. So like if the radio plays your music, like they'll collect the money for you and disperse it to you, what have you. And so like I thought that that's what Poe was trying to compete with, but maybe I lied about that. Poe helps content creators establish immutable, provable layers of value to help create a better web. Reputation, monetization, discovery.
Yes.
That's cool. Wasn't Civic? I feel like Civic was the one that.
Civic's another one that's getting listed right now.
Yeah, but wasn't it? I feel like Civic was the one that had to give people its like money back. Was that not them?
Yes. No. Yes. That's exact. Yes. You're right. They did have to give people their money back.
Wait, no. This was decentralized identity. No, there was one that was
There was. I remember. I know what you're talking about. It had something to do with civil. It was civil.
Okay.
Civil had
Yes.
It was civil.
100% right. When you're right, you're right. Okay, so this is different. This is this is the better version of KYC.
I'm just kidding.
This is the better version of the thing that we actually invested in. So that's cool. We picked the wrong one.
Yeah, we did pick the wrong one.
Thanks, research team.
It's okay. You live and you learn. That's why we're here.
The thing about it is, I think it was $100 that I lost. Back when Ethereum was easily worth like $600. So like, that's a lot more than it is worth now.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get mine, okay? And if I don't get any value from the KYC tokens themselves, dang it, I'm gonna get value from Poke and Fun and our research team, okay? That's why we had to restructure things, and we're much better now, and we do things totally different now. But I get to poke fun at that, dang it, because that was a fun little thing there. So this is cool. It's basically the same thing as what KYC Legal was gonna do, but like actually, they're actually
gonna do it, yeah.
So giving businesses and individuals the tools to control and protect identities. So I'm gonna assume here that there's a client-facing app, and then there's like a business kind of facing app, and then whatever business, crypto, whatever it is that's collecting, KYC information, you'll be able to control what they can see, and then if it meets the requirements that they're looking for, you can be approved or denied based on that.
That's basically what cool. KYC legal is. Literally. So breaking news, new XRP declared a security.
So Crypto Angler is looking forward to XYO news tomorrow in conjunction with that. Dab says that XRP has been labeled a security.
Let's look that up.
Let's see here. I don't know. I'd like to believe that I would have seen some news about that already.
I think it's from days ago. Where are we getting our sources from here?
Yes. Do you have sources for this? Because as far as I know,
XRP isn't a security. I'm messing with you.
Okay, I was gonna say, because I haven't.
I didn't.
The ZERPs are one thing that I really kind of stay on top of, but I know that the news about old litigation is it's popping up again for some reason. Just news of the 589 price prediction is popping up again. Listen,
what?
589 or not, I really don't care. I fully believe in XRP. If you have some XRP and you don't believe in it, wallet address is below. Go ahead and just send it my way. I'll look after it for us. Don't worry about it. Because I fully believe in XRP. When I tell you that I'm a believer in what they're trying to do, and not just because big banks are going to be involved, but as someone who used to work literally for the largest acquiring bank in the United States, you know what I mean? I can tell you that credit card transactions are slow. ACH transactions are slow. Even debit is slow. All these types of settlement systems that we have now are slow. Do you get confirmation that the transaction should settle almost instantly? Yes. Does the transaction actually settle? No. So when people say oh, Bitcoin is slow, this is slow, that's slow, they'll never be able to process up to what Visa processes. Visa is not settling transactions the same way that they're settling payments. Those numbers that you're seeing are comparing Bitcoin's settlement of actual transactions, the whole thing itself, to what Visa is doing and just verifying payments, right? Visa is able to verify payments almost instantly. Yes, the bank says it's okay, so it's okay. But the actual settlement of that doesn't happen until days later.
Right.
Whereas with Bitcoin, it's minutes and maybe 30 minutes or so later. So that's just one example. With XRP, for example, it's way faster than that. We're talking about seconds in most instances for billions and millions of dollars of value of XRP. Just moved super fast and settled super fast. So if banks are able to use that instead of the ACH network, instead of Swift messaging network, money's going to move so fast, and then it's going to open that up to other avenues. Your bank is going to be intermingled with other banks because XRP makes it possible to do it on a fast way, a fast level. It's going to be such a thing, I promise you. XRP is one of those tokens that security, not a security. I doubt it's going to be a security. Ooh, that was me. I doubt it's going to be security based on the Howey test. But you know.
So here's an interesting one from our same guy, Dab Dab. Apparently, federal court rules in case of favor of an ICO against the SEC.
What is what? Was that a news article that was pasted
Yes.
in there?
So last week, the U.S. federal court ruled a case between the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission and a crypto initial coin offering called Blockvest in favor of the ICO project. Interesting. I didn't even come across this one. When was this?
Okay, so it looks like you're on CCN.
December 3rd. Okay, yeah. So this is so I heard kind of like a fizz about this. I didn't hear a lot about it. I came across this one.
I've had my head buried in our website lately. I'm so sorry that.
Yeah, I kind of fizzed across this one because it's like I'm just like, oh, it's like the 10th. It's the 10th already. So I kind of just fizzed across this one. But I saw this one. I had seen something very similar. Not this article specifically. I saw another one, but yes. I know about Blockfest, so I'm not surprised that they didn't lose. I've heard about them. I thought they were pretty solid. I didn't see that they. Let me take a look here.
So this is basically saying that the SEC tried to charge them, wanted to freeze their funds, and federal courts.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing. Like there was like some stuff on Twitter going back and forth about them talking about like kind of like, oh, like this is not true, whatever. Kind of like they were trying to pull off a Shape.io, I think it is. Shapeshift. That's what it is. Shapeshift. They're trying to like pull kind of like a Shapeshift. It was kind of like fuzzy and like they were trying to get him on it, but not really. It wasn't what happened. What they were trying to say that they were getting him for wasn't true.
So this is cool. So there's kind of been like a precedent set, I guess, according to this article, that it's more complex to sue an ICO, regardless if you're a private person or if you're the SEC. So I like that. That's pretty good. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. That's definitely some good news.
Is it more complex? Why is that?
Because it's not the same thing as like a public company. You know, like we already have laws and regulations and all sorts of stuff in place.
That's
for
true.
Public
the
companies.
Regulations.
This is a new field, and you have to really be able to prove that these ICOs are operating as issuing securities, which they're not, because it doesn't give you equity in the company. It doesn't. It's not specifically that the company itself needs to exist in order for that token to exist. Like, okay, so here's an example for you. The like Dogecoin, the developer made it literally as a joke. It still is a joke to this day, but people use it. It's still a thing. There was like when you as a merchant back in the day used to be able to accept BTC or Dogecoin. Like that was literally a thing for so long. You know what I mean? And so like people are using it even though it's not even a real thing, and the initial developer is not developing for it anymore. He's stepped down. It's a whole new team of people now. So these cryptocurrencies potentially could see their development shift to like a whole new team of people in the future, even if they cease to be, a real company anymore. So it's not, you have to really be able to prove a lot of things, and like it's really hard. Like the last story you were telling me about the guy that did fraud, that like he was trying to operate like a crypto bank or whatever, like in Texas. Yeah. That is not really that hard to prove that he was trying to be a bad guy,
which is why he got caught by the FBI.
Yeah. But like it's really hard. Like for example, for Ripple, there's a lot of people that are trying to sue Ripple now. Like, oh, this is a security. I thought the price was gonna go up and the price went down. Boy, if you don't get out of here with that nonsense, I don't got time for that.
I didn't know interesting. I didn't know they were trying to sue them.
There's multiple lawsuits against Ripple as a company, but like a lot of people don't know that XRP, the currency, actually it predates Ripple as a company. So
Verge's Dogecoin dark. Interesting.
Basically, yeah. I mean, Verge is a private coin, if I'm not mistaken.
A private coin?
Yeah, that's the one that partnered with Porno Land or whatever, the Pornhub.
Porn
YouPorn.
Tubate.
Our Porn.
Was it Tubate?
No. Tubate does accept crypto.
Tubate did a partnership with who was it?
One of our popular videos. For some reason, you nasty. royalties.
I know they were doing one thing, but Pornhub takes it. I know Pornhub does like 1% or some percentage of their transaction in cryptocurrency, which I thought was pretty interesting. I was like, that's cool. But something like that. Anyways, I'll be back. I need to take a bathroom break.
Okay, I'll be here.
I'll see you guys.
I'll be here looking at the chat here. Verge's Dogecoin Dark. Hopefully the SEC gets their butts into gear next year. Amen to that. I think we need a little bit of regulation, but not like a crazy amount of regulation where like it's... We have to recognize that cryptocurrency is different from other... First of all, it's different from other forms of money, but it's doubly different from like stocks, you know, your traditional markets, because you're not getting equity in a company, right? For XYO, I purchased XYO tokens, which I wear those around my neck in the ledger, and I also purchased actual equity in the company itself, you know, kind of hedging my bet both ways there. But that's not the case for all these different cryptos. You know, it's not always possible to own equity in the company, and it's certainly not possible through the actual tokens themselves. It's not the purpose of the token whatsoever. It's to be used on that network that company in particular is developing. I don't know what's in this honey badger, but I tell you what, it tastes like honey, and it kicks like a honey badger. I'll tell you what, this is a fantastic beverage. Garçon, this one's for you. Let's see here. So looking forward to XYO news tomorrow. What's supposed to be the news tomorrow that you've heard of or might know about? I haven't heard of anything specific going on as far as like any news that might, you know, be a thing. Let me just check out some of these other coins that are going to be listed. So Request Network, I'll come clean on that. I have no idea what REQ is. Let's look it up together. The future of commerce. Oh God. Oh God, what does that even mean? Request Network, the future of commerce. A decentralized network for payment requests. Oh my God, what is this? A decentralized network built on top of Ethereum, which allows anyone, anywhere to request a payment? I guess. This is one of the most used little rocket ship symbols I ever seen in crypto. Doesn't XLM use that? I don't get it.
What don't you get?
This is another one of those. So I went back to the Coinbase page, and then I came clean, and I don't know about Request Network. I've never looked into it. It's saying here it's a network to request a payment from anyone, anywhere, but like,
what?
Again, why wouldn't it runs on Ethereum? Why wouldn't Ethereum literally be able to just absorb this into their own batteries thing?
Is our sound out? Doesn't look like it.
Doesn't look like it's out.
I don't know. I just heard someone scream batteries.
Hold on.
I think we're fine. That was strange.
Did you lie? Are you lying?
I definitely hear my echo. Anyways, so you were saying regarding...
I think I fixed it. I think I know what our sound technician, which is definitely a different person than our bartender and our stage manager.
He's not a sound technician if he's not checking the sound. Instead of screaming batteries. I hope he sees this because that's crazy. Anyways,
I think we fixed the problem there. Sound technician, go ahead and scream that everything is okay.
No. Back to what we were talking about. So you're saying that you don't see why I would get engulfed into...
Or why this wouldn't be something that Ethereum could just do themselves. Like, okay, so obviously, like I've been like a super big nerd for like the longest time, right? And so I use Android because of like the customizabilization of it, but like also you can like hack them really easy and flash like custom ROMs and stuff, and it's like super cool. And I literally watched Android absorb a lot of like the features that people were hacking the phone for. Mm-hmm. So like, let's say that this is like a hack to the Ethereum network that allows you to request payments, and it's something that's very popular and takes off. What's stopping the Ethereum platform as a whole from just absorbing all of this into ETH itself? The ability to request a payment, like of course Ethereum would be able to do that. Like it can't do it right now, but like the thought that like Vitalik or like some other developer wouldn't be able to code that into Ethereum is just preposterous. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like this is definitely something that they could do. So like I just don't see why.
That's your point. But anyways, I feel like we should probably do a little research into these companies that we don't know of. Maybe just talk about them and see which ones kind of make a little more sense than others. Maybe we'll come back on tomorrow night and talk a little bit about these companies and see which one, I don't know, will make it or break it.
For sure. We should definitely look at all 30 or whatever of those companies that are listed on the Coinbase kind of website, and then maybe sometime this week we'll get back in there and see some of these guys later.
Yeah, so I think for right now we're probably going to wrap it up here. Looks like we had one more. Scott said tomorrow they are dropping some news. Not sure if SpaceX or not. Not sure if you want to over that or not. But
okay, we'll look into it.
Yeah, we'll look into a few more things. We'll definitely come back tomorrow and just see what we can come into. Maybe tomorrow, Wednesday, we're gonna look into some of these companies and see what they kind of.
Man, I'm ready for Drunk Crypto whenever, man.
Well, maybe we were talking about the companies. I don't know about you being drunk. I need you on your A game. You need to come in to work civil tomorrow.
Listen, this gets me very friendly and very,
friendly.
Happy and nice. Because people, well, let me tell you about people. Sometimes I just.
Are you becoming an alcoholic? Wait, those are those words.
Oh God, never that. An alcoholic? That's crazy. That would mean I would have to like really ingest this stuff a lot. I would only ever do it on camera in front of people. Oh,
is that what you're doing? You're doing it for the gram or technically the YouTube?
Doing it for the tube.
Doing it for the tube. Anyways, well, whatever wrote your boat.
We'll stay tuned to that news. I'm always in the XYO group chat, so I'll see it basically as it drops. And perhaps we'll be back at some point talking about some of that XYO news and some other news as well. Thank you guys for joining us. It's been fun as always. Really great to have the same folks here, time and time again, just chatting it up with us and hanging out here on Drunk Crypto as we get drunk and talk about crypto. Any last points there? Gonna go ahead and press stop here whenever you're ready.
Sorry, guys. He's a little awkward. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in to Bits and Tokens.
Rude.